Here are the answers for Unit 2 Multiple Choice Quiz A. There were 3 questions that were most incorrect. As you watch this video, stop, redo the question, and then play the answer. Question 15 is about a food truck. They give you the mean temperature of 62 degrees Fahrenheit and the mean number of sold 14 to make sure that you entered these numbers into your calculator correctly. Once you put them in lists, you get the one variable statistics for L1 and L2. Notice that the average is 62 and 14, so my numbers are entered correctly. In order to find the correlation coefficient, you're going to go to Stat, Calculate, LinReg, and then when you have it calculate linear regression, the correlation coefficient shows up. The correct answer is negative 0.85. If the R and the R squared are not showing up, then one time only you need to go into the catalog, which is second 0, and turn on diagnostics. Once diagnostics are on, if you redo the regression step, the R squared and the R should show up. The second question asks about the correlation for a cell phone plan. If they charge a fee of $1 for each international call plus 2 cents for each second of talk time, that's a perfectly straight line which should have a correlation coefficient of 1. Choice A is out because the correlation coefficient cannot be larger than 1. Choice C is out because it's a straight line, so 0.97 isn't good enough. D is out because the correlation is positive. As time increases, so does cost. And E is out because there is no variability, which makes correlation 1, not 0. The third question gives you a two-way table, and you are comparing proportions within groups. This is conditional probability. This question is actually kind of a pain in the butt to do because you're calculating lots of different proportions. I would suggest writing the proportion table down. I would suggest writing the table down on a sheet of paper and then using your fingers to point to the correct subgroups. Since all 5 options ask about proportions being equal, I looked at the table and found 2 sets of numbers that were the same. Inside the table, there were 18 appeared twice, and in the total column 33 appeared twice. So one way of shortcutting to the right answer is to say, well, the proportions will be equal if I look at just the new and which ones were incorrect among the news, and then if I look at just the correct, which of the corrects were old. If you look at those two, 18 over 33, that matches the bottom statement E.